Hey everybody, good day and good energy to you guys. So, I want to say, first of all, you know, there was words that were said in one of her streams about, again, she was talking, just foully about Casey Bud, something she's done many times, and again, it's just not doing anybody any good. It's not doing her any good, and it's not doing Casey any Bud any good, and it's not doing anybody who listens to it any good either. So it's just like, anyways. But beyond all that, I just wanted to clarify because it looked like I'm not sure if she was talking about me and how I felt about Casey Bud, but I just wanted to be clear that I don't look at Casey Bud just like as a sexual object. Um, I actually see in I feel like I can relate to her on a couple of things, at least, I mean, I feel like inside of herself, she has a very deep yearning to express things that maybe she's, again, this is just me using my intuition. And, this is why I feel relatable to her because I've had similar things to where like there's a lot inside of me, but I just haven't found the right way to say it or the right person or just even, to know how to say it. Because sometimes, speaking on emotions and things that you've never really spoken on because you've never had the opportunity to really speak on them, other than if you were to just talk to yourself in the room, which is fucking, I do it sometimes, but I don't have like whole conversations, like philosophical conversations about life and existence and, deep personal things. But yes, having that opportunity, having that friend or that other, human being that's at that particular, similar vibrational wavelength to have these conversations can be really important. And sometimes I feel like watching her videos, she has trouble, knowing what, she really wants in life. And maybe she's caught up in some things that, she knows aren't her best interest, but she's very compulsive and has developed some deep routines and maybe even dependencies on some of these things and has trouble getting out of it. And I can relate to that too because I've been a drug addict for a very long time, knowing very well, hey man, this is killing me. Like, this is not good, spiritually. Like, it's just very wasteful. It's indulgent. It's making me sick. I look like shit. Like, feel like shit unless I'm getting fucked up. And then even still, you mean you're still kind of just fucked up. So, that's my experience with it. But to continue perpetuating that, I know what that's like to continue doing something knowing it's not good for you. So in that aspect, I can relate to Casey Bud, And I don't go on Instagram. I don't go on any of anything else other than YouTube. Or, I do Facebook maybe a little, like maybe 15, 20 minutes a day. And I just started doing that a little bit ago. But it's YouTube. That's the only place I'm really... I do a little bit of Snapchat. Again, it's like the same thing as Facebook, and that's not even every day sometimes. And then Twitter. I do check out Twitter, but again, that's really only just for the 13th Sun at the moment. So yeah, I mean, it's YouTube. That's where I spend probably 90% of my time on social media. So I only see what she does on YouTube through YouTube, but through Thought Raider. I've been aware of other activities. I don't know how prevalent or relevant, time-wise they are, but, I know also about getting into, just porn and sexual deviance and the type of spirits and the type of, also enticement that goes along with these type of fucking things, I mean, that everything has its time and place, so I don't like to put more negative energy into something than it already than it merits, because it already holds its own ground on its own. You don't got to make it anything more than it is. Just let it be it, and what I've found in those areas is that there is a very uncreative force, even an unloving force, even though it's sometimes out of the desire for love that we go to these places. A lot of times it ends up eating it up, because that's not love that we're paying attention to. That's a lustful desire to just please the body, and then especially if you're selling it to others, then you're perpetuating that whole industry, and so that's a whole nother element of spiritual inheritance that I'm not even aware of, because I never actually got into porn. Somebody sent me a hey, do you want to come do an interview? And I thought about it, and then the next day I was like, no, man, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not looking down on anybody who did. Just for me, it was just I wasn't interested in it. I wasn't looking for it anyways. I was just looking for just somebody to have sex with. I wasn't looking to pay for it or get paid or anything like that. I just wanted some sex. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know what that would be like to, I don't know what type of karma or just what type of absorption goes along with, selling your body. And again, the one prostitute that I was with, it wasn't even I wasn't going out there looking for a prostitute. It just happened out that way, and I kind of went along with it, and she was very cooperative with the price and everything, which made me feel like she that showed a sign. That was an action of her, having sympathy to our story, and also, respecting the fact that we were fucking some young dudes, and it wouldn't have been all that difficult for us to probably find some free poontang, not have to fucking pay for this shit. So, or just go home fucking drunk and whatever, because I don't like paying for it. Like, I really don't like that whole thing at all. That's why I've never been to a strip club either, because it's just never been my, I never paid for porn. I've always, well, actually, that's not true. I have bought a few videos, but that was a long time ago, and I was subscribed to Penthouse for a while, but that was a while. That was like, back in Arizona days. But since then, just free shit that, and I haven't even been doing it really at all lately. But it was all just free shit. So, but there is something I think a little bit worse in perpetuating the sin, like putting it out there in the public and pushing it on others and selling it and making it look good. Like, that's different than you just consuming a so-called sin, in my opinion. There's levels to things, so that would be, kind of a higher level. And then you yourself, a lot of times, if you're already perpetuating it, then you're probably acting, yourself, looking at it or using it to a certain extent or degree too. And you might be around other people who are, so then it becomes like a whole collage of that type of energy, which can be, fucking really dark. And I can imagine it being really dark and hard to get away from. So, I don't know if that's what's going on with Casey Butt or not, but based on some of the stuff that I've seen, it looks like it's a possibility. So, I'd love to see her, find out an alternative way to, make her funds, make her resources, because, that's just for her own, for everybody's sake, but really for her too, because we all do make these choices. Everybody who chooses to go to her, do whatever they do over there that's their choice. They have their free will, and they're doing it, and they're paying their attention, and they pay the price. So and my heart goes out to them too, and I hope that they stop to do it also, man. Just because there's enough of this shit, man. Like, it's not just it's hurting everything. Like, that energy, it's sapping your creativeness, it's sapping your spark, it's sapping your soul, really, and it really leaves you in a worse state than you feel before. So, but yeah, just for her, just to try to, deviate that, transmutate that, that fucking way of making money into something that's a little bit better for everybody all around, and you yourself too, especially Casey Bud, especially in the times that we're living in. Like, it's not no fuck around time. This is some time to get right, it's always a time to get right, but like, if there ever was, like, hey man, the fucking, shit's getting close to hitting the fan, like, if you got time to make some amends, it's the time to do it type shit, that's when I would say we're about the time that we're in. It's enough of this fucking horsing around shit. We all gotta pay the piper sometime. So, anyways, I just wanted to make this video and just clarify some things, and how I felt about Casey Bud, and, my hopes for her, and for the rest of humanity, everybody else, that's involved in that type of shit, and just in general too. So, alright, I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.